Guys, we're doing a solo episode. Why? Because I converted my guest room into a podcast studio, and it feels like wasted money every time I walk by it to go to sleep, or when I get up to go downstairs to make breakfast. Just basically any time I pass the room, it's just like it's like a Smithsonian exhibit, like where a podcast did happen a few times. So I'm figuring why not fire up the Zoom. Fire up the G85. Yeah, I'm giving you specs. Ladies, you could sit this one out. Tech nerds, lean in. I know that was sexist. I know women can be sound guys. Women can be crew. All right? Actually, that's kind of hot. Like whenever, like you guys, whoever's been on set, I was going to say guys again, like women can't be on set. Sometimes like the women who are in charge with the walkies and stuff, I'm like, I like that. Like whenever there's a hot chick with like a walkie-talkie, that's my thing. Maybe if a girl's ever like, let's role play, I'll just give her a walkie-talkie, and it has to be functional. It has to have batteries. It needs to go like, Sarah, are you there? Otherwise I can't get hard. I need a functional walkie. So that means I have to hire another guy to go, Sarah, are you there? During the whole role play. And I don't want a recording of someone saying, Sarah, are you there? I need someone to actually ask live, because I'll know it's a recording and then I'll be flaccid, and that's not what we're trying to do here. So anyways, yeah, we're in the podcast chair. We're banging out content. You know, what is life if you're not creating content? I feel sorry for all those sad saps who are dead and didn't provide or do any content, you know? Like Shakespeare, minimal content, right? He's doing all this long form stuff. Nobody watches long form. Shakespeare, he made no TikToks. What a dummy, huh? I've got so many reels out there. It's berserk. I'm trying to have that get off the ground. Berserk. Feel free to use it, kids. Gen Z, I need help on this one. Make berserk a thing. It's short for berserk. This is like not anything I wanted to talk about when I hit record. I had like topics I was going to do, and then I somehow let you into the dark recesses of my brain about how I like hot chicks with walkie-talkies who work on a set. I think my underlying thing is I like attractive women with jobs. I've mentioned that in specials and stuff. Yeah, just like hot chicks with like real jobs is hot. Another one, I like hot chicks who drive shitty cars. I think that's like so attractive. Because they could easily change their circumstances and like get a better car if they were to concede, you know. They have scruples, you know. They could somehow angle and get a nicer car, you know, take that however you will. But they're like, nah, I'm cool with this Toyota Tercel or this Honda CRV. No, not CRV, CRX. That's super. They don't even make it anymore. CRV is kind of new. I'm not saying it's nice, but it's newer than a CRV or newer than a CRX. This is Tangent City. Jesus. I've talked about this before, but like my brother, he always butchers. He's like a savant in butchering words in like a weird way. Like he's so close. But he does it multiple times. It's almost like a form of dyslexia or maybe retardation. We're not quite sure. We're still waiting for the results. But like I wanted to have like a whole log of times that he's done this. Like there's a rap group called KRS-One, and he thought they were called CRX-One. And just as a refresher, the CRX is a Honda vehicle, not a rap group. And he was adamant. He's like, yeah, CRX-One. That was one. He called Hugh Jackman Jack Human. That's another one of his classics. And then a long time ago, this is how old I am, we wanted to see Rumble in the Bronx. And you would look at the newspaper. This is making me laugh even. Wow. This feels like 17 lifetimes ago. If you wanted to know what movie was playing, I just mentioned like two old things. Like if you wanted to know when the movie was playing, you open a newspaper, and then you see what the show times are for the movie you wanted to watch. We wanted to see Rumble in the Bronx. And then my brother goes, oh yeah, that Jackie Chang movie Or no, we didn't open the newspaper yet. We had a debate going because he called him Jackie Chang with a G. And I'm like, it's Jackie Chan. He's like, no, it's Jackie Chang. And I'm like, no, it's Jackie Chan. He's like, dude, 100% it's Jackie Chang. I go, I swear to God, it's Jackie Chan. He's like, you're wrong. And then we're like, you want to bet? You want to bet on this? So we bet. And then, so we break open the newspaper and it says Jackie Chan. And I'm like, thank you. That was one. I'm trying to think. What was another one? Oh, I really should write them down. He's been pretty good lately, but those are some classics. Those are some bangers. I guess to tie in my brother, I suppose. I just graduated physical therapy. I've been going for, like 2 months? 2.5 months? I'm learning how to walk again. I'm paralyzed, guys. No. My shoulder was messed up, and I hurt it skiing. And I blame my brother. I'm half joking. Shit happens. It's really not his fault, but it kind of is. I go skiing like once every 2 years or. So I'm like, okay, I'm not terrible, but I'm not the best either. And I don't do black diamonds or anything. So we get off the chairlift and we're going to go down this one. And I'm like, yo, it's like a black diamond. I don't do those. He's like, dude, it's not that bad. I've been down it before. It says it's black diamond, but it's really not. And I'm like, I don't know, dude. He's like, I'm telling you, I've done it before. It's like super easy. I'm like, okay. So then I just follow my brother and my buddy Omar. I think they're better at skiing than I. Like, I'm still okay, but like, so we start going down and there's moguls. I don't do moguls. That's the shit where there's all those humps and you just see their knees go up and down like a shock absorber. Just I don't do moguls. I don't even know how to attack them or anything. So I'm just gingerly going down them. I'm in a predicament. I'm almost home free. There's like 1 or 2 moguls to get over. And then I start picking up speed. And then it's one of those things where it's so much speed. You know this isn't going to end well, but you happen to be standing at the time. You just don't know. You don't know what's going to happen, but you know it's not going to be good, right? So I'm like still upright, and I'm just picking up more and more speed. And you just know that you're going to be in a world of hurt. Like, you don't get that feeling, and like everything worked out. So cut to picking up more and more speed. My body just hits the mountain. Just, and I go, you could hear the wind just get knocked out of me. And it kicks up all this snow. And I'm just on the side of the mountain. Because it was so violent. And I'm in shock. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. It's also embarrassing. There's people skiing by you. Like, you okay? And I just wanted to take a moment on the mountain to chill out, kind of like meditate, and then also be in denial, because if you don't move your body, nothing hurts and you're fine. But the moment you start to try to move your body, that's when you figure out, that's when your life changes, So in that moment, nothing was wrong with me. And then eventually I start to move my body and my shoulder just like hurts. It feels like my right arm is hanging or something. It's not as taut. It's not high and tight like my left shoulder. It's not dislocated or anything, but I can just feel the weight of my arm a little bit. And they're like, what happened? Like, you saw what happened. What do you mean? That's the most annoying thing, when you just eat shit and they saw it happen in real time. And they go, what happened? Just jog your memory. So then I'm just feeling my shoulder and stuff, and they're downplaying it. Like, it's probably nothing. It's probably an AC joint sprain. They're dentists, so they know some like medical stuff too. They know a little bit of anatomy, so they're like diagnosing me like a doctor. They're looking at me like I'm one big tooth. They go, probably sprained your AC joint. I was like, I'm just like testing it. They're like, don't do that. But I want to keep on moving it to see if it hurts. And then I took like an Advil, and then we were at the ski lodge for a little bit. And I'm just doing this the whole time. And then we ski for more. And then I get an x-ray, and then this doctor, I mean, man, I'm just like talking about so many different things, but I guess I'm just going to keep on with the thread. So I go see this doctor. He's like, okay, they do all these tests and stuff. Just, all right, push against this. Now push against that. Does this hurt? Does this hurt? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, let's get you an x-ray. So then I get an x-ray. I have to go somewhere else. I get the x-ray. He's like, x-ray's fine. Well, x-ray's good. And I'm like, can I get an MRI? Like, I have to beg this guy to get an MRI. He's like, I guess so. And then I get an MRI, and I have a torn labrum. And in my mind, I'm like, motherfucker, why didn't you send me to that? Why did I have to beg you for an MRI? That should be boilerplate. He's like, x-ray's fine. And I would have had no idea that my labrum's torn. Like, why am I doctoring for you? And then, so I got the MRI, labrum's torn. Luckily, he's like a he's a sports medicine type guy. So he's like, let's do physical therapy before any surgery. So I've been doing that. I've been going there. And it is getting better. So luckily, I think I won't have to have surgery. I'm getting my range of motion back and all that. But physical therapy is so funny because there's other people getting treatment. And it's like the gym for weak people. Because in the gym, there's people lifting 300-pound weights over their heads. But at physical therapy, there's just a guy with his pinky just like, like your wins are smaller in physical therapy. Like, I just want to be able to do this again. And there's no weight involved. Like, can I lift my pinky? Can I lift my arm above my head? Then that's a huge win. So there's like 8 other people getting physical therapy done at a time. And they have everyone's fucked up in a different way. And it's kind of fascinating. It's like jail. I want to know, like, what do you in for? Like, what happened? Was it a wakeboarding thing? Was it a golf? Was it a putt and your spine kind of compressed? But maybe that's a faux pas. Like, you're not supposed to ask people what they're in for. I didn't ask anybody, although I wanted to. Sometimes I pick up on conversations when I was like lifting a weight and like walking by, just trying to key in on like how they're messed up. And then I did that for a while. And then I graduated. They gave me a T-shirt, so that's pretty cool. I had to pay out of pocket because my insurance covered a little bit of it, but not. I pay so much for insurance. And I still have to pay out of pocket for this physical therapy. And then I get this T-shirt. I don't think I'm going to wear it. No free T-shirt. Like the standards, most people's standards for a free T-shirt are very low. They're like, whoa, cool. It covers my body. None of them fit you good. Is there any T-shirt you wear where you're like, whoa, this is banging. This is like a fitted tee. No, it's just like boxy as hell. And it just says what it is. Whoa, I won't get kicked out of stores when I wear this. Sweet. Thanks. Oh, this is kind of interesting, I guess. I did a commercial. I don't think I can talk about the specifics of it, like what it is. Maybe you will see it at some point. I mean, maybe once it's out, then I can get more into detail about the day and all that stuff. But it's a pretty big commercial shoot. Like, so much money. It feels like you're on a movie set. That's how big this commercial was. I was lucky enough. Neil Brennan, he kind of had a hand in me getting it a little bit. He just threw my name into the hat to be auditioned. So I went. I auditioned with some other people. Luckily, it was a straight to callback thing. It was a blast from the past because I don't do this stuff anymore. In my 20s, I would commercial audition all the time. I would drive to Santa Monica because that's where they would have a lot of it. And it's just like such a time suck. But when you're that young, you have nothing else going on and you got to do it anyways. It's like a lottery ticket to make money. It's just so much work for nothing. Like, what you do is nothing. And there's so many people. Like, you'll drive to Santa Monica, you're in traffic, and then you get there, and then there's like 50 other people who look exactly like you, by the way, because there's a breakdown. If there's a commercial and they're like, all right, looking for this type. When you enter the room, it's just a bunch of people who look like nerds. Or it's this commercial. But what's funny is the casting office, it's all in the same place. So they'll have 5 or 8 rooms going at a time. So they're casting 8 commercials. And every commercial has a different vibe. So in this same waiting room, you'll have a bunch of nerds with like ties and office attire. And then right next to it, you'll have the most gorgeous women in the world. And they're like 6 feet tall. And then you can tell, like, you kind of know where they're going off the bat. You know what I mean? When you like go into the room or when you go into that like waiting area, it's almost insulting. But if you saw a nerd, you'd be like, yeah, that's where you want to be. Like I couldn't be at where all the model types are for Nike. I'm just chilling. Like, I think your room is over there. No, I think I'm here. I think I'm in the right place. All those beautiful people. I hope one of us gets it. Like that's supposed to mean something. That's the most empty statement. I hope one of us gets it. Like obviously that's how an audition works. So yeah, I did the audition. And then when I went into the room, I thought like Neil would actually be in the room, but it's been a while since I've auditioned. They do it like Zoom style now. So I just hear Neil's voice through a laptop and there's a camera. And he's like, all right. So he's just directing. He doesn't even have to leave his house. It's the sweetest gig. I want to get into that. That'd be so great. And then I audition and then I find out that I got it. So that's pretty cool. And then, we go to the location. It was out there. It was kind of out there. I guess I could say that. But yeah, just all the sketches I shoot are so DIY, bootstrappy. To be on a set like this is just, it's kind of refreshing. There's a guy coming around with food. Like every 30 minutes, there's a guy. And he's dressed like a guy from Paris. He's not even dressed like a normal dude. He has like a beret and an apron and this giant tray. And he's like, sliced peaches? And then people from the crew and actors are like, yeah, I'll have some sliced peaches. It was just crazy opulence. That's how much money, how big budget this commercial was. Then he comes by again. He's like, overnight oats. And everyone's like, oh, yeah. And then there was lunch on top of that. So we were just having so many snacks. And then we broke for lunch as well. We're all just fat as shit. But that was pretty cool, just getting all those snacks and things. And then there was a famous person. There was a famous person on the side. I can't even say it that loudly into the microphone. But I'll get into more detail about it, I guess, once it comes out. The thing is, when you sign the thing, or you don't know what it's going to be on because they don't guarantee. There's no promises to how often they'll run the ad, where they'll run the ad. Will it be digital only? Will it be on TV? But this felt like big enough where I think it's going to be on TV. It would seem like a waste if it wasn't. But whatever. Once it comes out, I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know what it was and get into more detail about it, I suppose. I think that's it, guys. I think, I'm going to start small. This is kind of just me dipping my toe into the solo pod pool. I know I've done it in the past. Maybe I'll try to do it with more consistency instead of just sporadic drops. I know how you guys love those pod drops every 2 years. I really keep you guessing. Everything you're supposed to do for growing your business, I don't do. Yeah, I don't know why. I'm really bad at it. But this maybe seems doable if I can do like a weekly thing, a solo pod. All I got to do is just stop by here before I go into my bedroom. Or does that break the illusion? Do you not like knowing that there are other rooms that I live in so close to what this lens that you're seeing me through? Do you want to believe I'm in Van Nuys right now in like this warehouse? Is that cooler? Do you not like knowing that there's a bathroom like right there? And that there's like an office? And that like I can make eggs right now if I want to? Does that make it, is that cool or is that sad? Write in the comments below, cool or sad? And we'll do like a vote. Is that how the internet works? Is this how engagement works? All right, I think that's all I got for you guys this week. Maybe I'll be a little more prepared with more topics next time. Look, it's free flowing, guys. This isn't a TV show. YouTube's free. If you don't like what's going on, you would have clicked away long ago. If you've made it this far, that's on you. Okay? All right, we learned a lot. We learned that I like hot chicks with walkie-talkies. And I think that's a great way to end it. Do I have a song? Maybe I'll throw a song I like in the comments below because it's YouTube. I can't really play a song. But if maybe I'll do an audio release of this as well. If I'm doing an audio release, then that'll just play. If I want to do the work to actually like tack it on at the end of this, that song will play. I was going to look at my phone and tell you what it is, but that's too much work. It'll be dead air. I'll surprise you. Okay? I guess, I haven't really done this email for a long time, but it still exists. If you have any questions, any topics you want to talk about, just hit up the email, Fahim Anwar dancehour@gmail.com. There you have it. Side note, Magdalena Bay, they do the theme song for the podcast. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I'm the king, baby. Like, I calls it how I sees it. I call these bands before they blow up. I called Tommy Richmond. I called Magdalena Bay. I called Franz Ferdinand, if you remember, like way back. Although that wasn't like publicly on the internet, but I told my best friend, one of my best friends in high school, John Hino. I was like, "Yo, they're gonna blow up," and they did. Okay, I just have impeccable taste. I have impeccable musical taste. Follow me on IG. I think maybe I have a public playlist called Fahim Anwar IG. So I just favorite a lot of tracks, and they go to that. I'm really good at listening to a song and judging it for its intrinsic value. I don't need context around it. I think a lot of people, they need it to be in a TikTok. They need it to be on the radio. They need to be told that they like it. I can listen to a song in a vacuum and be like, yes. How many streams does it have? It doesn't fucking matter. I know it's good. I can judge art in space in a vacuum. And that's how I called Tommy Richmond. That's how I called Magdalena Bay. And I'll probably do it time and time again. So these artists I serve up to you, they're great. And maybe they'll be huge tomorrow. But even if they're not, that doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to them. They have just as much value as Drake or The Weeknd. And that is my parting thought. All right. See you guys. Bye.